Hey guys, it's Justin, and coming to you on actually a sick day. I was not feeling too hot and didn't go into work today, and I've been meaning to review this. I got it for my birthday, and of course it's been out for maybe about a month or so. But the 2 LP Brian Wilson Anthology by Playback, um, just watching a little bit of the Music Cares Brian Wilson tribute. Haven't watched that in a while, and it's got some cool tracks that aren't performed a lot. Somewhat like City Blues, we don't get that too much. Anyway, on with this. Um, it's quite the I want to say eclectic. Uh, Quite the eclectic collection, if I could say so, and I know in some of the message boards and Facebook, we've been like, why, why this song? Why not this song? And all I have to say about that is, um, just looking closely here, this is a really good setup. Now, I will say, if you're going to pick something from Smile, I actually would have picked Mrs. O'Leary's Cow, as Brian won a Grammy for that. And maybe in Blue Hawaii, but Heroes and Villains is kind of the lead off and kind of the showcase of Smiles. So I don't have too much of a problem with first side. Side B, while I love Let It Shine, it seems like they picked a little too much from the first album, which it's a great album. And I love Let It Shine, like I said. And I don't know if this has to do with the collaborators as to who they picked or what songs they picked, with Jeff Lynne being on there. But I love that Rio Grande is on there. It's great. But I feel like Cry, as much as I like it, Your Imagination would be a little bit more welcome on this side. And like I said, I don't know why that wasn't chosen. It was the single from the album and I had a vocals only one on the 45, and I don't know if it's because I had so many collaborators on it or what. So there's that, and Some Sweet Day is on here, and it's finally great to hear that really like clear and not that bootleg from mix from the Paley sessions. It's really a great tune, but I can't help, as some have pointed out, to hear Me and My Dreams Tonight on there. But still, it's a really good track, so I'm glad it's included on here. Moving on to the second LP, and I'll pull those out here in a sec, look at the labels. Sometimes when I see Lay Down Burden coming up, I'm kind of like, I like it. It's so down and stuff. It just, I don't know, it kind of makes me feel down. And not in a way that Till I Die does. I don't know. There's just something about that song that just kind of not hurts my stomach, but just kind of puts a lump in my throat. But it is the better of the two songs they picked from Imagination. Kind of weird that they picked that to start the second LP, but we'll go with that. Kind of cool that they picked out The First Time and This Isn't Love from the Live at the Roxy album. And I'm kind of glad they kind of went off in that direction and got those. Kind of weird that they include the intro to This Isn't Love, where Brian's talking about it being on a Flintstones the new Flintstones movie. I just think they could have cut down on some time. And I have no problem with Soul Searching and Getting In Over My Head being on here. And I'm one of those people who actually really likes Getting In Over My Head, so I really have no problem. I would have had like Saturday Morning in the City or something like that in there. Now here's where things get muddled up on side D, on the second LP. I feel like, that Lucky Old Sun was such a huge chapter in Brian's solo book, solo chronology, that it's only celebrated here with Midnight's Another Day, which is a great track, probably one of the best. But I mean, that is the album I listen to probably the most of his solo stuff. It's just so gratifying and just great songs. I mean, they could have picked Morning Beat, Going Home, Southern California, or even just that Lucky Old Sun, like the chant that they did, just to include that on here. And I feel like they did a little wrong by not putting another That Lucky Old Sun song on here. It's kind of just, I feel like this last half is just kind of muddled through the latter half of his solo career, and that's kind of meh. Don't really like how they did that. And then Gershwin, I do love the Like I Love and You, the Like and I Love You, but I kind of wish they would have put the other song that he had written with Scott Bennett on there as well. Excuse me. And while I can't recall the name of it, it was one of the better songs on there. Now that I can't remember, it makes me look like an idiot. They put Colors of the Wind on here, which is a good cover from the Disney album, but I thought that maybe You Got a Friend of Me was maybe a bigger song for that album. My favorite from that could probably be Circle of Life or The Pirate's Life for Me medley. But like I said, I would have thought that the Randy Newman song would have been a bigger one to put on there. And then One Kind of Love, it's great. It's on the Love and Mercy soundtrack and with No Peer Pressure. I'm glad they put it on there. I kind of just wonder why something like The Right Time didn't show up. Maybe because it's got Al on there. I don't know. Maybe because there were just so many guests on that album, they just didn't want to include that. I don't know. And Run James Run, when I first heard it, I wasn't totally impressed, but I've since that, and that happens. But I have time to digest it, and then I'm like, oh yeah, this is a really good song, and I totally enjoy it. I totally hear the "Don't Hurt My Little Sister" medley in there. There's some of the credits. Notice Gloria Ramos was thanked, his personal maid. There's some of the liner notes that come with it. Beautiful gatefold here. And there we have the back. So it's a great little set, and I'm glad to have some of this stuff on vinyl for the first time. There's some stuff on here that's appearing on vinyl for the first time, like Cry, of course, Some Sweet Day, the two songs from Roxy, the Disney tune, and Run James Run. Here's a good look at the label, just for people like me that like to see that kind of stuff. So, just to play around a little bit, if I were to throw an anthology together, not including unreleased stuff, because I'm just trying to throw around stuff that's been officially released. I may have thrown Orange Crate Art, the title song on there, maybe Do It Again from the I Just Wasn't Made for These Times soundtrack, with Brian and his daughters. I don't know. They probably would be worried about putting a Mike Love credit on this, so I could see that. Maybe put the version of Melt Away from I Just Wasn't Made for These Times. Furthermore, I may have put South America as well from the Imagination album, and maybe this song Wants to Sleep With You Tonight from the Andy Paley, the I Just Wasn't Made for These Times single. But anyway, moving on. That's about it. I want to give a little plug to ESQ, the Endless Summer Quarterly fanzine. Get on their website and subscribe. It's a great quarterly magazine that's got news and interviews that I've not read anywhere else online. It's very exclusive. It's very inexpensive, and they've always got great interviews, pictures, and articles with the celebration of the music. So please get on there, help Lee Dempsey and David Beard out. It's a great fanzine. They would love to have you as a subscriber. So take care.